이런 골목이 이런 골목이 쭉 이어져 있습니다. 네. 저기 뭔가 큰 건물이 보이네. 저건 뭘지? 다 말기 전에 댓글로 적으세요. 맞추면 고정 보고. 스타벅스 계속해서 가는데 박스 오피스 플라자였습니다. 듣기만 하는 참고로 유니버셜 스튜디오는 무서운 놀이기구가 하나 빼고 없다고 한다. 공지에 적어두도록 하죠. 놀이기구 하나쯤은 타겠지.
What's going on there, It's Big Doctor. What's going on there, guys? What you mean, sir? Wait, can you say that again? What's that?
사람이 많아서 당나귀 안에 사람이 들어있는 뭐야 저기 풍선 얼마나 많이 산 거임? 풍선을 산 게 아니라 파는 건가? 여기에 맞춰 무슨 설명을 했는데 저기 뭐가 마녀의 골목 같은 게 있는데 나중에 보여드릴게요. 저기 뭐야? 저기 뭐냐? 롤러코스터인가? 롤러코스터? Yeah? Is that the roller coaster? 라고 물어보면 대답해주겠지. 롤코 같이 생긴 무늬가 있는데 여러분 가까이서 보니까 심슨이었습니다. 뭐? 스튜디오 투어 안으로 들어가 보겠습니다. 여기 들어가 보니까 예쁜 모양이겠지 당연히. 아니가 진짜가 어쨌든 꽃들로 오, 잠깐만. 저 풍경은 역시 멋지구만. 예, 꽃들이 있는데 이건 또 뭐죠? 지하철인가? 지하철? 아닌가 봐. 지하철 아닌, 잠깐만요. 뭔가 물 발견된 거 타는 거 같은데. 뭐야, 지금 왜 이렇게 길어? 뭐 그때 그 고무 진짜 놀이기구다.
Bus tickets right here.
여기 갇혀 있으라고? 뭐야 저거? 뭐야 보트가 아니었어? 보트가 아니면 도대체 저건 역시 지하철 같은 거네.
Alright, for all of you coming out of our queue line, head all the way down to the
돌아가야 돼.
open seats. And do not forget,
재밌는 사실을 발견했어. 선글라스 같은 그런데 자기 선글라스를 반납하는 사람이 있어요. 자, 지금 선글라스를 껴서 사무차로 가라고 하고 있는데 동영상 찍는데 스크린이 잘 안 보이네요. 실제로는 5분 전에 편집해서 사스리 뭐야? 선루가 없었어?
자, 들어왔죠? 자, 우리 젊은 분들 있어요. 일로 오세요, 일로 오셔. 이쪽 오셔. 나를 좀 믿어야지, 나를. 여기 세금 쓰고. 자, 제가 좋은 데 좀 해드리는 거예요. 그냥 이거를 여기서 찍었다, 여기서 찍어서 설명을 해서 화면을 보면, 저 영화구나, 저거구나 라고 생각하면 되는 거예요. 너무 진지하게 그걸 해석할 생각 안 하셔도 돼요. 편하게. 자, 그 다음. 우리가 이걸 타다가 핸드폰을 떨어뜨렸어요. 그럼 위급한 상황이 있습니다. 그럴 때는 어떻게 하느냐? 머리 위에 빨간 줄이 있어요. 그걸 잡아당기면 비상스탑하는 거예요. 손님분들이 그냥 뛰어내리면 그때부터 문제가 커집니다. 위에 빨간 줄이 있어요. 이렇게 잡아당기면 이머전시가 되는 거예요. 아시겠죠? 네. 자, 타고 나오면 제가 기다리고 있을 겁니다.
The world-famous Studio toy trams to become electric vehicles. As these trams roll out, guests will be experiencing all the movie-making action propelled latest energy-efficient technology. Now, this is NBC, Universal's, and Comcast's commitment to becoming carbon neutral by 2035.
During the tour. If for whatever reason you forgot to pick up a pair of 3D glasses, don't be embarrassed. Just raise your hands up high into the air, wave them around like you just need a pair of 3D glasses. And one of our many Studio Tour ambassadors will get a pair over to you in just a little bit. Now, if you're traveling with small children, or maybe dads who like small children, try to place them towards the center of the roads falling out today. Now, in all seriousness, if you're traveling with kiddos, his feet don't quite touch the floor of the tram just yet. Move them towards the center of the road. That's where they'll be the safest. Now, last call for 3D glasses, folks. Last call. This is the only place you could get them is right here in our loading area. So try to get the attention of one of us here at the tour if you forgot to pick up a pair of 3D glasses. Now, is it anyone's first time here at the studio tour? First time here at Universal Studios Hollywood. Awesome. Welcome. Hi. Hi. We're going to spend the next 3 hours together. So I hope you're ready. I'm just kidding. No. It's not 3 hours. I promise. It's just going to feel like 3 hours.
Road. What's the story? Well, there's this pirate. I'm sure definitely.
We do have a driver for today. His name's Richard, everybody. Give it up for Richard. He's going to be taking us around the lot, which is awesome because we have about 400 acres of studio land we're going to explore together. Now, you've met me, you've met our driver, but there's one more person I want to introduce you to, and that is my very special co-host for today. You might recognize him from shows like That's My Jam. He's also the current host of The Tonight Show. It's Jimmy Fallon, everybody.
Oh, hey there. You made it. Welcome to the Universal Studio Tour. I'm Jimmy Fallon. I'll be making sure that you get through this experience in one piece. You've got the very best guide.
Sarah.
And the greatest driver.
Richard.
You're the best. I love that. Even though
Sarah.
both be $5. I know you guys are excited to get on the tour, but first, a few safety rules.
Thanks, Jimmy. That's right. I do have a few safety rules to go over. First, if you need guest assistance or have an emergency, if you drop something of value off the side of the tram or have any sound or video issues, feel free to reach out and grab the red E cord that runs along the center of the ceiling of the tram, and I'll be back there to assist you as soon as it is safe to do so. Otherwise, throughout the entire tour, please remain seated with your arms and legs inside the vehicle at all times, and remember to pull that red cord above your head if you need any assistance. The studio is private property, so at any time during the tour you drop your phone or you just can't wait to use the restroom, the best way to get a hold of me in car one is through that red cord. There's no smoking of any kind throughout the tour. Be prepared. Our tour today features loud noises, sudden tram movements, fire effects, and many water effects. You're going to want to have those cameras out for great photo opportunities, but keep an eye on them so they don't get wet. And lastly, for your safety and those around you, please do not use selfie sticks while you're on board the tram. So we are officially leaving the theme park behind us now, and we're headed into one of the world's largest and busiest film and television studios. As we make our way down the Universal timeline, take a look on the right-hand side. You're going to notice some movie posters. Now, these movie posters represent just a few of the thousands of movies we've made here over the years. Universal Studios is in its second century of filmmaking, so we've been making movies here for over 100 years, if you can believe it. And it all started with a man named Carl Laemmle. That's our founder. There he is up on your screens. He's the fellow with the bow tie. When he first opened up Universal, his big dream was to create an entire city dedicated to the movie-making process. Well, his dream has become a reality. Universal Studios is its own city. We're Universal City. We have our own zip code. We even have our own fire department. Take a look on our right-hand side. You're going to see our fire station. Now, this isn't a set. This is a real working fire station that services Universal City. One thing our city is missing, though, that most cities have is a population. We don't have residents that actually live here. Our residents are our sound stages, and inside of these sound stages are where we film some of the most iconic movies in cinema history. Take a look. What's incredible is all these movie moments were filmed in the same location, and that's Soundstage 12 on our left-hand side. Soundstage 12 is not only the largest soundstage on our lot, but it's also the oldest. It was built back in 1929 for a film called Broadway. But take a look up at your screens. This is what a soundstage looks like once all the sets been cleared out. It kind of looks like a giant empty warehouse. That's essentially what these soundstages are, except about 98% soundproof. The walls of a soundstage are about 3 to 4 times thicker than your average building, which is a good thing because some of the soundstages that we house in our front lot are mere steps away from our theme park. On our right-hand side is the back of Super Nintendo World, the newest addition to Universal Studios Hollywood. And just across the way on our left are some of the sound stages that they've been using for the show Bel Air, the Fresh Prince of Bel Air reboot, currently streaming on Peacock. Well, look how close the buildings are to each other. And here to tell us a little bit more about the show Bel Air are its stars, Jabari Banks and Ali Sholaton.
Can you just grab me water when you can? So what it is, you put egg on the cheese. You put cheese on the eggs, on the cheese. It's right. Whoa, how many seats do you think are in there? I don't know, it's gotta be a lot. Man, we could probably fit the whole Bel Air cast and crew in there. No, we gotta get one of these for the mansion. And for sure. You're lucky for y'all. The Banks family mansion lives right here on the Universal lot. Right. Some of Bel Air's most pivotal scenes have been filmed right here. Jabari, what have been your most memorable moments? Oh, I don't know. I mean, there's so many to choose from. You know, I love the foyer set where Will first enters, and at that moment, his life changes forever. What about you? Well, the Bel Air Academy gym set is here too, and I remember you having me sit in that cold ice bath for hours. Yeah, that was really fun. I still can't feel my toes. No, but seriously, my favorite part of this lot is the talented crew who put it all together, from hair, wardrobe, makeup, set design, props, and transportation. Transpo, yes. Yo, Transpo's the best. They have the sweetest rides for us to play with. Actually, speaking of, if we're gonna get a ride like this, we'd better go talk to Transpo now and let these people get back to their tour. Yeah, that sounds good. As long as I get to drive. Oh, not if I've got the keys. Oh, not for trouble. Come on, man.
You can stream all episodes of Bel Air currently on Peacock, but Bel Air isn't the only TV show that we film inside of our sound stages. In fact, we're entering Sitcom Alley. We call this area that because a lot of the smaller stages you're about to see on our right-hand side have been used for some of your favorite sitcoms throughout the year. Shows like Who's the Boss, Different Strokes, Silver Spoons, and even Sabrina the Teenage Witch, starring Melissa Joan Hart. Now, some of the more recent shows that utilize these sound stages include Good Girls on NBC, starring Christina Hendricks, Mae Whitman, and Retta, as well as Never Have I Ever on Netflix, created by Mindy Keeling from The Office. In fact, when they were filming Never Have I Ever inside of these sound stages, this parking lot on our left-hand side was filled with their trailers. Trailers in Hollywood are used as dressing rooms for the actors. This is where they get into hair, makeup, and costume before they start filming for the day. But coming up on our left-hand side, you're actually going to see our first celebrity sighting. You're going to see Ted from the movie Ted, as well as the new Peacock series starring Seth MacFarlane. And here to tell us a little bit more about the new Peacock series is Seth MacFarlane himself. Take it away.
Hi everyone, Seth MacFarlane here, and I'm excited to share with you a behind-the-scenes look at my Peacock original event series, TED. It's a prequel series set in 1993. And that means our skilled craftspeople had to build a high school, a house, and even recreate downtown Boston as it looked back in the day, using exterior sets and facades that you're about to see on the tour. But I should warn you, TED is intended for mature audiences only. So grown-ups, tell the kids to go in the other room before you watch. Oh, come on!
Make sure to catch Ted streaming on Peacock. Now, Seth MacFarlane used to have an office right here on our lot among these bungalows that you're seeing on our left-hand side. These bungalows are production offices for some of Hollywood's top writers, producers, and directors. We're passing Mark Platt's office. Mark Platt is a producer. He produced films like La La Land, Mary Poppins Returns, and Legally Blonde, but he's currently working on a big screen adaptation of the Tony Award-winning musical Wicked, and that's such a star Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo. And the movie is going to be so massive, they're actually splitting it up into two parts, and the first part lands in the theaters December of this year, so make sure to go check it out when it does. Now, some of our newer sound stages and production offices are also coming up on our left-hand side. These are sound stages 25 and 26. Now, currently they're being used by the new George Lopez sitcom, Lopez versus Lopez, where he stars alongside his real-life daughter, Maya. But these sound stages were actually built back in 2016 for NBC's Hairspray Live, starring Maddie Ballio, Jennifer Hudson, and Martin Short. Since then, they've been used for shows like America's Got Talent, World of Dance with Jennifer Lopez, sitcoms like Kenan, starring Kenan Thompson from Saturday Night Live, as well as a reboot of Will and Grace with Deborah Messing and Eric McCormick. In fact, in one of the new reboot episodes, they actually featured the world-famous studio tour.
We've all had our share of humdingers. Me included. One time I took a drink that said Lisa on it from my coffee place. I know my name's not Lisa.
You are a bad girl. Stop!
Now, I know it looks like Karen, played by Megan Mullally, looks like she's riding around one of our trams in our back lot, but they actually built a green screen inside of the sound stages on our left and had our tram drive around in a big circle in front of that green screen for the episode. But the sets that you saw in that clip are real. Those are our Metro sets, which we're headed into right now. Our Metro sets can double as any major metropolitan area in the world. For example, we're coming up off Brownstone Street on the right-hand side. It's been featured in films like Home Alone 2, Lost in New York with Macaulay Culkin. You may remember Macaulay Culkin dropping bricks on the Sticky Bandits' heads from the roof. It's also where they filmed Gone Girl with Rosamund Pike and Ben Affleck, as well as this scene from Bruce Almighty with Jim Carrey.
Raise the dog!
I'm in the shower!
Brr. Inside bad, outside good. Inside bad, outside good. Oh, you're done now.
Another part of our Metro sets is our Courthouse Square, recently featured in Rutherford Falls on Peacock, starring Ed Helms and Janice Schmiede. But for those of you who are fans of Back to the Future, this area might look slightly familiar, and that's because it's the fictional town of Hill Valley, California. lot of you are thinking. You're looking at your screens, you're looking at that building going, wait a minute, that doesn't look exactly like the clock tower from Back to the Future. Well, that's because it became so iconic and recognizable. Filmmakers built that red brick facade all around it, just so that in future projects, this area didn't look so much like the town from the Back to the Future franchise. But the original columns of the clock tower are just behind the facade. In fact, the doors are open today. Try to get a peek in between those open doors. You may even get a glimpse of those original gray columns that you're seeing up on your screens. Now, what is a facade? A facade is just the front and the sides of a building. A lot of the structures that you're seeing on our tour today are exactly that. I know the buildings look like they're made out of brick and stone and cement, but they're actually made out of materials like fiberglass, plywood, plaster, and even plastic. Well, let's say you need a big city scene, not just a small town square like this. Well, we have our very own New York Street, but I'm going to hand things over to my co-host Jimmy for a little bit. After all, he's more familiar with the Big Apple than I am, because that's where he films The Tonight Show.
Hey everyone, welcome to New York. I got my start right here in New York on Saturday Night Live. This is actually my old neighborhood. Always got mugged over there by an old woman, tough lady. This is my favorite hot dog guy. Hey buddy, how's it going? Remember me? No. Just like old times. Gotta love New York City. Hey, I'm walking here. Hey, it's cool guys. I was just walking there. So it's not exactly New York, but a lot of times when you see New York in the movies, it was shot right here on the Universal Metro sets. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. Even if you make it here on the Universal lot.
Speaking of making it, anytime American Ninja Warrior has their qualifying episodes here in Los Angeles, they'll build the obstacle course up and down our New York Street. Our New York Street was most recently featured in a couple of K-pop music videos. If anyone's a fan of BTS, Jungkook filmed his music video for song 7 featuring Lotto on the street, as well as Jisoo. She's from Blackpink. She has a song called Flower, and that music video is also filmed in this area. But one of the major reasons why filmmakers like to utilize our backlot instead of going to a real city location is that all the sets you're seeing around us are essentially designed for filmmaking. Take a look down at the sidewalks on either side of the tram. You're going to notice that there are these little brown and gray squares every 5 feet or so. Now, if you lift up those metal panels on top, there are power outlets under there, so filmmakers can plug in lighting equipment, camera equipment. They can even charge their phone if they really needed to. But we're going to leave the concrete jungles of our Metro sets behind. Now, we're going to head into the jungles of Skull Island, and here to introduce King Kong 360 3D is Academy Award-winning filmmaker Peter Jackson.
It's the original King Kong that made me want to direct movies. I saw that movie on TV when I was about 8 or 9 years old, and I wanted to become a filmmaker. I like films that just take you away from your real life and sweep you up an adventure. Kong literally does that. I mean, you're on board the ship, you're sailing to a lost island, you're encountering monsters and creatures from, prehistoric times. So I was thrilled when Universal invited me back to Skull Island, and it's great to have you along for the ride.
All right, folks, have those 3D glasses ready. You're going to need them in just a few moments. A reminder to remain seated at all times with your arms and legs inside the vehicle. Secure any loose belongings. Feel free to take photos and video. We just ask you turn off the flash on your devices. In consideration of the guests around you, please, no flash photography. glasses. You're going to need them one more time for the tour, but I'll let you know when you need to put those glasses back on. Did anyone get wet? Yeah, I forgot to warn you, if you're sitting in a blue seat, you might get wet too. Oh, you don't have to look around. They're all lit. Just a bit of dry humor for everybody. But that epic battle you just witnessed was projected on some of the world's largest 3D digital screens. Those screens are over 40 feet tall and 180 feet long and brought to by the design team at Weta Effects. Weta is one of the leading companies in CGI and visual effects who won 8 Academy Awards. And they've worked on projects like Disney's The Jungle Book, James Cameron's Avatar, The Lord of the Rings trilogy, Deadpool, Wonder Woman, and even the last couple of seasons of Game of Thrones on HBO. But here's the team at Weta to tell you a little bit more about our attraction, King Kong 360 3D.
With a project like the Studio Tour, the audience is in the middle of the environment. They're looking in all directions. There's creatures coming at them. There's King Kong from this side and T-Rexes from the other side. Working on a movie, they always know that people are looking straight ahead. They're looking at the shot that we're working on. Here you have to take into account that people are looking in all directions. Also, one of the things about this ride, unlike the movies that we're used to working on, there's no cuts because it's one minute shot. This tram that's driving along through Skull Island is where the camera's from. This frame represents where the screen is 10 meters away. We're really creating about 50 minutes of a feature film. That amount of visual information, that number of pixels, and presenting it to the audience, it's a hell of a ride.
Some of you may have even noticed our tram made a little cameo in the attraction. Now, anytime you see a vehicle on screen, it's what we refer to the movie business as a picture car. And on our left-hand side is our collection of picture cars, starting with the Ford Deuce Coupe from American Graffiti, directed by George Lucas. And there's Tom Selleck's Ferrari from Magnum PI. We have futuristic vehicles from Back to the Future, as well as some prehistoric ones from the Flintstones. Now, these Flintstones vehicles are just modified golf carts with fiberglass shells on top, so they can actually go up to 45 miles per hour. We have the Ford Aquila from Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. They built 17 and a half versions of this car for the film. And for all you Jurassic World fans, you're going to see the gyrosphere from the first 2 movies. Now, for those of you who've seen the films, you're probably wondering what happened to the glass around the gyrosphere. Well, there wasn't any glass to begin with. Filmmakers used CGI to create that in post-production, and that's just because anytime you put glass in front of the camera, you're going to catch the reflection of the camera, which is why we used visual effects instead. Now, the tank that you're seeing from Transformers, you probably don't want to drive this vehicle into battle. This is made out of plywood, if you could believe it. It's just painted to look like metal. In fact, a lot of the vehicles that you see on screen nowadays are made with lightweight materials like fiberglass and plywood for a couple different reasons. Number one, it's a lot cheaper to replace, especially when you're doing big stunts and car crashes. But more importantly, it makes the vehicle itself lightweight and easier to transport. And that's pretty important when you have to go somewhere and film on location. Now, the term on location just means anywhere outside of our studio, and here's a great example of a Universal movie that's no stranger to filming on location.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
That's right. Although they did utilize a few of our sound stages up in our front lot, they did film the majority of those exterior scenes on location on the islands of Hawaii. But not to worry, we don't have to travel that far to check out some of the props, set pieces, and picture cars that we have from those first 3 movies. Coming up on our left-hand side is the mobile lab unit from the Lost World Jurassic Park, starring Jeff Goldblum and Julianne Moore. You may remember this vehicle hanging precariously off of a cliff in that sequel. Now, similar to the tank from Transformers, the mobile lab is also made out of plywood. Check out some of the windows. A lot of them are splintering. Real car windows don't do that. And we also do keep dinosaurs around just in case we need them for filming. Oh no, they've escaped their cages, everybody! Holy smokes, there's a huge dinosaur up ahead on the left-hand side. Car 1, you may want to duck. Duck. Goose, that's a statue. Good listening. Good listening. Now, she's actually one of the rarest dinosaurs we have. She's what we call a Haphosaurus. Now, an important element of all the Jurassic Park films is weather. It always seems like it's raining on the island of Isla Nublar. Now, if you're in Southern California, the weather's usually not this gloomy and rainy. It's pretty sunny day in and day out. So whenever we do need rain for a movie or TV show, we actually have to make it ourselves using a little bit of movie magic. So we're headed into Old Mexico. I have a couple of friends sitting up in our tech booth. They're going to give us a weather demonstration today. So focus your attention on the left-hand side of the train because that's where all the action is going to be taking place. Richard's going to position our vehicle in the perfect spot, and tech team whenever you are ready. All right, friends up in the booth, if we could crank up the water effects to as high as they can go, please. All the way up. So what are you seeing happening here, folks, is what we call a practical weather effect. The rain is created by these high-tech, state-of-the-art devices. You may have heard of them before. They're called sprinklers. We place them on the tops of black holes throughout this area and allows the water to fall naturally to the ground, making rain. The thunder that you're hearing all around us, it's what we call a pre-recording or sound effect. It's just playing off the speakers that we've hidden in the buildings. And the light you're seeing flash occasionally, that is just a strobe light that we've installed on the tops of the roof. All right, this looks fantastic. Can we turn off the water now, please? Whoa. Hey, tech team, do you copy? Can we turn off the water? We don't want to cause a flash. Uh-oh. We're too late, everybody. Hang tight.
Whoa!
Well, you don't see that every day. I do. Now that flash flood may look a little familiar to you. It'll do a freaking new nice quality line underneath the line. It's called Big Fat Liar.
You can't run the wall, 차가 지금 건너가고 있으니까
From old Mexico to the old West, we're now crossing the border into 6 Points, one of the oldest parts of our backlot. Now this is where they would film all those classic westerns you know and love. Recently though, these sets were taken over by Quentin Tarantino for his film Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, starring Leonardo DiCaprio, Brad Pitt, and Julia Butters. Tall gentleman, but not all of our cowboys were quite that tall. Audie Murphy was only about 5'6", so some of his leading ladies had to walk alongside of him in a trench that filmmakers dug out just so he looked taller than them on screen. But a friendly reminder, we are about halfway through the tour, so if you do drop your phone or just can't wait to use the restroom, pull the red emergency cord, remain seated, and I'll be back there to help you as soon as it is safe to do so. On our left-hand side, you're going to see some of our newer sound stages. Those sound stages are currently being used by The Voice on NBC, the singing competition, and new coach Reba McEntire joined them for their latest season. Now, the water itself, back in the 1970s, this was the entire Pacific Ocean for a TV series called McHale's Navy. They had little miniature boats floating out there in the water for that series. Now, back in the 1950s, though, this body of water was the Amazon River for this film, The Creature from the Black Lagoon. It sure does look like the Amazon, you know, if it wasn't for the Hollywood Hills in the background of that creature. But Universal is known for the monster movie genre, all those classic black and white horror films like Frankenstein, Dracula, The Wolfman. They all got their start on our Little Europe sets, which we're about to head into in just a moment. Now, Little Europe can be transformed into any country in the world, and the way that we do it is pretty simple. We just have to change the language on the signs. Now, currently, Little Europe looks a little different, and that's because it's still dressed to look like the afterlife for the hit television show The Good Place, starring Ted Danson and Kristen Bell.
You, Eleanor Shellstrop, are dead. This location, the afterlife, I have never ever seen this. You're in the good place.
I'm not supposed to be here. I can't risk going to the bad place.
Maybe it's not all that bad.
How can I help you?
What is the bad place like?
Well, it doesn't sound awesome.
Some of the countries on Little Europe since Dominican, Spain. This is where they had the Running of the Bulls sequence for City Slickers. This was also the Vatican City for Angels and Demons, starring Tom Hanks. Miss Piggy and Kermit the Frog in a romantic rendezvous in Paris in 2011. It's the Muppets. And they can even transform these sets into fictional countries as they did for Princess Diaries too. The Royal Engagement, starring Anne Hathaway and Julie Andrews. We're currently driving through Genovia. They have that big parade up and down these cobblestone streets. Now, just a moment ago, I mentioned that Universal is known for the horror movie, and that's because back in the earlier years of Hollywood, each studio in town was kind of known for making a certain genre of film. MGM was known for their big musicals, Warner Brothers was known for their gangster films, and here at Universal we embraced the monster movie. Universal has been thrilling and chilling audiences around the globe for over 100 years. And we'd like to continue on with that horror movie tradition. We work closely with Blumhouse Films. They brought us scary movies like Insidious, The Purge, Megan, most recently Five Nights at Freddy's starring Josh Hutcherson and Matthew Lillard. That's currently available to stream on Peacock as well as for purchase on Ultra HD, Blu-ray, and 4K. But back in the 1970s, Universal released a horror movie or a creature feature that really redefined the genre and even put a young director on the Hollywood map. Of course, I'm talking about the movie Jaws, directed by Steven Spielberg. And we're back in Amity, folks, but it looks like they caught the man-eating shark that's been terrorizing the town. There it is, hanging up on the right-hand side. And it looks like George is out there. That's his boat. George is our new studio tour intern. It's his first week on the job, so let's keep an eye out for George. Oh, there is another shark in the water, it seems. Not to worry, everybody. Pretty sure George is on his lunch break, so he's nice and safe on. No, there he is. Hey, George, can you get out of the water, please? Can you hear me? Start swimming towards your boat. You're in danger, buddy. George? Good news, everybody. There's now a last-minute opening of the Studio Tour internship program, if anyone would like to apply for the tour. All right, we're going to move our tram onto this dock. Keep your eyes peeled on the right-hand side. That shark could be anywhere. Oh, boy, it's grabbing that end of the pier. Do you see it? Oh, that part of our pier is connected to the gas line underneath. Oh, holy smokes. You know, this might actually work out in our favor. I read somewhere that sharks are terrified of fire. Is that true? Oh. Uh-oh, looks like somebody doesn't want to come out of their trailer. So sorry about this, folks. Bruce the shark is on our right-hand side. You can see him. He missed his mark. Did not want to come out of his trailer. But this is actually kind of funny because on the set of the movie Jaws, this is a very similar thing happened. On the first day of filming, the shark sank straight to the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean. In fact, let's have Steven Spielberg tell us a little bit more about what it was like filming Jaws.
That's a much maligned shark. The shark was frustrating. It didn't really work all the time. It didn't work hardly at all.
Wherever you were on the island, you could hear the radio waves. They were always saying, the shark is not working. Repeat, the shark is not working.
We just waited around. We just waited and waited. The shark worked well enough. For a while there, I had to finish it all the time. So I did overstuck a lot.
There he is, young Steven Spielberg on the set of his movie Jaws. He's 26 years old in this photo, and he's sitting in the mouth of Bruce the mechanical shark. Spielberg nicknamed his mechanical shark Bruce after his lawyer, and if you saw Disney Pixar's Finding Nemo, they named their shark Bruce after the mechanical one that Spielberg used on set. Now, they originally wanted to release this movie around Christmas time, because back in the 1970s, that's when all those big movies came out, was around the holidays. But due to all the issues that they were having on set with the shark, they had to push the release date of Jaws into summer of 1975. But guess what? Jaws became the first summer blockbuster in cinema history. Now, on the right-hand side, you're going to see our chicken ranch. This was built for a film called The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas, starring Dolly Parton and Burt Reynolds. LMFAO even Party Rock the Night Away with their music video, Sorry for Party Rocking. And Rob Zombie transformed this chicken ranch into a house of 1,000 corpses for his film of the same name. But right now, folks, we are headed down the residential part of our back lot, and we're in for a treat. We're headed down Colonial Street. It's one of the most popular places to film on our back lot. In fact, it's so popular, it's usually closed to tours, but not today. There's no production down here today. If you saw the movie Candy Cane Lane this past Christmas on Amazon Prime, this was Eddie Murphy's neighborhood in the film. But this was also recently used in the new Ted series. In fact, coming up on our right-hand side, see this light blue house, the first one? This was heavily featured in the new Ted series. This is what it looked like on the show. Take a look.
Let the festivities begin.
How many we got?
Well, let's see. We got 20 cartons.
Fantastic.
Do you think we're getting too old for this?
Oh, come on, Johnny, we're doing a public service here. If a kid leaves the house in a less than stellar Halloween costume, he's got to get the bad news before he makes a fool of himself all over town. We're Samaritans.
Oh, Once again, a friendly reminder that TED is for mature audiences only. That's actually the most family-friendly clip we can find in the entire series. But this is one of the most popular places to film on our backlot. Some of the other TV shows that utilize the street for production include the series finale of Superstore, starring Academy Award nominee America Ferrera and Ben Feldman. This is also where they filmed an episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, starring Sarah Michelle Gellar. The episode is called Hush. It's very scary. This is also where they filmed the TED movie. This is the neighborhood that Flash Gordon lived in. But coming up on our right-hand side, I'm going to point out this yellow house with the brownstone trim. This is where Davy lives in the television series Never Have I Ever on Netflix, created by Mindy Kaling, starring Maitreyi Ramakrishnan. But that yellow house also belonged to Terry Hatcher on the television show Desperate Housewives.
If there is one thing everyone in suburbia can appreciate, it's a good neighbor.
That's right, we are currently driving down Wisteria Lane.
What the heck? Let's move that.
But here are some other projects that you might recognize that utilized our Colonial Street. There's Tom Hanks' neighborhood in the Burbs. Christina Ricci lived on Colonial and moved to Casper. Nelly and Kelly Rowland filmed a music video for their song Dilemma on our Colonial Street. Also, National Lampoon had a television series called Delta House. And we're seeing a little clip from that as well. But here at Universal, we like to utilize every inch of our property for filmmaking, even this like wooded wilderness area that we're driving through. This wooded wilderness area was featured in the movie Bird Box on Netflix with Sandra Bullock. A lot of those sequences where she's blindfolded, wandering around the forest. That wasn't a forest at all. That was actually our wilderness road that we're currently driving down. The road itself was also featured on an episode of 911 on Fox with Angela Bassett and Peter Krause. In season 1, there's a huge rainstorm in Los Angeles and a limo is flipped over on the side of the road that we're currently on. But coming up on our right-hand side, you're going to see one of our largest sets, and that's Falls Lake. I know there's a bit of trees blocking the way, but you're going to see a big blue wall on our right-hand side. That's Falls Lake. That big blue wall has a concrete reservoir in front of it. Filmmakers can fill up that reservoir with water. They'll film open ocean scenes out there. That's where they filmed Sully, starring Tom Hanks, when the plane lands on the Hudson. But right now, folks, we are going to be checking out one of our newest sets that we've received from one of our filmmakers, and that's the sets from the movie Nope, starring Keke Palmer and Stephen Yeun. And here to introduce Jupiter's Claim is the Academy Award-winning director, Jordan Peele.
Movie magic only happens when a team of collaborators, often in the hundreds, work together to take an impossible notion and bring it to life. This is Jupiter's Claim, a nostalgic, small-time Southern California amusement park owned by former child star Ricky Jupe Park. Over there, look into the winking well and have your picture taken just like the kids in that old 90s movie Kid Sheriff. That's what this whole place is loosely based on. Remember that one? No? Well, I don't. A little further down, you can see the brand new Star Lasso experience. Built to showcase an unbelievable new live show. Well, it's not looking so live anymore. Anyway, behind this Hollywood fantasy of a gold rush frontier town lies a sinister secret. It is smack dab in the center of the UFO hotspot. What's a bad miracle? You're about to find out. Welcome to the world of the moon.
So these are the actual sets from the movie. They filmed on the Santa Clarita Valley in Agua Dulce. And once filming was done, brought the sets over to our lot for us to enjoy here at the studio tour. But I'm so sorry about this, folks. It looks like the security office is calling us right now for some reason. If they're calling the tram, it's usually an emergency. So hang tight real quick while I take the call. This is Sarah. Is everything okay? What's going on?
Look, this might be more serious than I thought.
Sir?
What just happened?
I lost you.
This is a secure line.
Hello?
Who are you?
Hello?
I'll tell you who I am, boy.
Oh, hello.
I'm the reason bad guys use a nightlight. I'm the reason the boogeyman begs his mama to look under his bed. And I'm the reason you just lost control of this whole operation. My name is Special Agent Luke Hobbs of the U.S. Diplomatic Security Service. And as of 16.9 seconds ago, I'm the man in charge.
Wait, what?
You are.
Let me clue you in on two things, sweet cheeks. One, there's a high-value witness from the Federal Protection Program aboard your vehicle. And two, an international crime syndicate led by Owen Shaw is honing in on this vehicle to take that witness out. Shaw's as ruthless as they come. He'll stop at nothing to eliminate his target. Every living soul on this vehicle is in serious danger.
Danger.
Other than that, enjoy the ride.
Can you circle back to the danger part?
Cheers now, stink pickle.
I'm so tired of you stink guys stepping in. Just whenever you feel like.
Mute him.
Copy that.
Don't you?
That's better. We're moving your vehicle to a safe location until we have the situation under control. Until then, I want everybody to stay calm. Enjoy the ride. Taking care of this. Awesome.
All right. Well, we all heard what my new boyfriend said. There's a witness aboard this tram, so we're going to have to hide it in Sullivan's truck room here. A reminder to remain seated at all times, arms and legs inside the vehicle, no flash photography, and make sure to blend in. Blend in as best as you can, everybody.
Everybody out! The FBI! Turn that music off!
This is what we doing. This is the race day after party. And where the other?
Roman Pierce, FBI, don't move. Damn, that's right, party's over.
You know how long I took to iron this shirt, man? I'm not.
You're under arrest right now.
Ladies, just back up a little bit. Got it. Slightly. First of all, I don't work for you.
Oh, really? Well, tell me, Roman, who do you work for?
We don't work for nobody. Cop, I suggest you clear out of here, otherwise we can't guarantee your safety.
Guarantee my safety? I'm the one holding the gun.
Yeah, but mine's a whole lot bigger than yours. Escort this novice out.
Let's go, Cookie Puss. You got an ugly suit on, man. It's cheap.
Somebody out there really pissed off Shaw. It's gonna get ugly fast.
Yeah, don't worry. Lucky for you, our whole family will protect you.
Are you kidding me, Roman? You didn't shut off your phone, bro?
I gotta call you back. I'm in the middle of something.
See what I'm talking about?
Call you back. It was on vibrate.
Shaw traced us. Ops can't hold him forever. Letty, Roman, we're up. Driver, move that vehicle.
It's about to get real interesting. My Mona Lisa's all warmed up right next door.
Roman, grab your truck. I need you and Letty ready to roll.
Double as extra protection. Let's get those three glasses on, remain seated. We're going to go over to this parking garage and hopefully open Shaw. We're going to find this in here.
This is our turn.
After them!
Okay, guys, it's showtime!
have protected the witness, and you can resume breathing.
You know, it's crazy out there. You guys trying hard. I won't bet.
You know, my Mona Lisa got messed up a little bit, but it's all good. We got through it. Y'all held us down. Appreciate it.
They say the bigger the family, the stronger it is. You guys did good out there. And you're welcome to join our crew anytime.
Oh, how unbelievable was that, everybody? There was zero traffic on that LA highway. It was pretty unbelievable. But that blockbuster action sequence was the grand finale of our studio tour. Once again, my name is Sarah. I was your tour guide for today. And I hope you enjoyed your exclusive behind-the-scenes look at Hollywood. If you didn't enjoy it, my name is Barb, and you just heard Revenge of the Mummy, the ride. But let's give a big round of applause to Richard, our driver, for driving us around today. The big deal behind the wheel. Insider tip, make sure to download the Universal Studios Hollywood app to your smartphone for up-to-the-minute showtimes. Wait times for rides like The Secret Life of Pets Off the Leash, and to confirm that the park closes tonight at 6 p.m. Dining and shopping up at City Walk will be open until 10 p.m. tonight. And if you have a daytime ticket and want to upgrade to an annual pass so you can visit us all year long, you can go to the Universal box office located in our upper lot or any of the upgrade kiosks located throughout the park. But on behalf of Richard, myself, and everyone here at NBC Universal, we hope you enjoy the rest of your day here at Universal Studios Hollywood, the entertainment capital of LA. As we approach the Elmwood Plaza, please remain seated until the tram comes to full and complete stop. Gather up all your personal belongings. Watch those arms, legs, and feet as the tram gates on our left will be opening momentarily. Make sure to toss those 3D glasses in the blue bins in our unloading area. Thanks again for joining us here at the studio tour. As they say in Hollywood, that's a wrap, everybody. And we'll see you all next time.